Hi, Mary Jane. Doing StreamYard for the first time in eons. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Okay. Oh, what's this? Oh my God. Remember this song from 2 years ago? Oh. Hi, you guys. What? Is it like that now? Is it in and out, Mary Jacob? Is it in and out? Oh my Lord. Is it scratchy? I can actually hear the volume on this end. Mary Jane, is it okay? Is it, oh, good. I got a little poll going on. You guys see the poll? Fill out the poll. Didn't follow the trial. I didn't have to follow it, for crying out loud. Oh, good. The guy's freaking guilty. He's dripping blood and everything else. He admitted to his eldest son. He tried to push her off the cliff. Ridiculous. Anyway. You guys agree with the attempted... What? The poll is not on our screen. Well, why the heck not? No, it's on the, it's by my picture. You don't see it there on the left? I can see it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Cinema layout. Hold on. I just see it on your screen, not clickable. Oh, for crying out loud. It's not clickable, but it's on my screen. Okay. You guys. All right, well, remember this song from 2 years ago? I should take the stupid pool down. If you can't even do it. How long my hair is. It's long compared to how it used to be. All right, I got 6 in the bushes. Hello. Okay, so you guys can't even click on the poll. wonder if when it plays back live, you'll be able to. So in case somebody nefarious comes up, I need to check my banner situation. Banner. Wait, that's not a banner. What? Click on a banner. Banner. Click on a banner. Oofda. What? Maybe it's not a banner that I'm looking for. Let me, well, we hear the next song, Media Assets. Oh, it's playing it again. Lord. All right, well, maybe we'll hear Feeding the Ducks since it's springtime. Feeding the Ducks. Wait, it's not it either. Oofda. Oh, good grief. Undo? Undo? Undo what? Oh, I haven't done StreamYard in so long. And I updated the iOS. Okay, let me just see something here. What's that? Oh, brand color. Bubble. What? What's this? Weird. Oh. Media asset. I think banners is on the other. I'll be right back. It's still going. Hi, you guys. Hi, I'm at 0426. Hello. Free Sides here again. My mod, Mary Jane, my head mod, Mary Jane Doe. Yay, Daniel Berry Sports. Hi, you guys. I'm trying to find a banner. Oh, wait, it's called an overlay. It's called an overlay, right? I thought it was called a banner. It's called an overlay in case somebody nefarious tries to come up. Where the heck are my overlays? Oh, you guys. I thought I could just hit on an overlay. And now I can't. Oh! Oh, I have Halloween ones. What? I don't want that. Let's... Hold on here. You want to add your own. Try one of these. What? What's that? Welcome. Thank you. I guess this one. Add file. Be right back. Thank you. Wait. Customize. See what you get by upgrading. No, thank you. All right. Well, Whoa, you've got a lot of files. Each brand is limited to 100 images. What? Oofda. All right, let me delete these really quick. These Halloween ones. Like, I don't even remember making them. Oops. Okay, what's going on? Delete. Is this what they mean by files? Goodness gracious. Look at this. Wait, I didn't make these. These are automatic. Look. Oh, Lord. Dancing skeletons. I don't see it dancing. Trick or treat. When did these come in? Oh. Files. StreamYard overlay. Okay, let me see something really quick. Boom. That's not an overlay. What's overlay about that? I want something to cover it up. Oh, wait. Oh, you guys. Create background. All right, well, I just, I didn't know this was going to go on and on. Rename. Hide. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. That's my heart beating. This is applause intense. This is bounce. Okay. Oh, you guys, this is just so weird. Okay, how about daydreaming? Since that's what I feel like I'm doing right now, trying to figure this stuff out. All right, well, apparently I don't have a banner. Okay. Let me look at comments really quick. What is it did you put up on your screen in case somebody tries to scorn bomb you? Scorn bomb you. Oh, Lord. Now, let me look at comments. Fun. I know. Heartbeat. Is that called an overlay? Isn't that overlay? Yeah. So, like, what's the deal? I really don't know. There's widgets? I don't need a widget. Show comments on stage. Oh, crap. Oh, it's not available in the free plan. Let me see what happens if I hit on it. Will it at least come up on the screen? Okay, good. So it automatically comes if I pay, which I ain't going to. All right. Well, you know, this is so funny. Oh my gosh, sakes alive. Hey, that's a fountain. I kind of liked that, but I couldn't keep it going. Oh, wait, let me. Okay, well, then we can't hear the music. All right, you guys. Well, I don't know. An overlay should be like nothing hard. But apparently, banners. Oh, Lord. Okay. Example banners. 6 banners. Okay. All right. Well, enough of that. Let me get that song off really quick. I like this song. All right, I got 10 watching, now 9. They're like, this is stupid. This is beyond stupid. Okay, let me turn it off. All right. Okay, so yeah. So who dares to come up on panel with me? Gosh, I haven't invited anyone to stage in so long. Look at that. She can't even see the poll anymore up on my screen. So I don't know where on earth that went. Where on earth did my poll go? Oh, Lord. Okay. Nobody's asking for the link yet? It's okay. Take your time. Isn't that an overlay? Well, I've had one before. You know, I mean, maybe it's called a thumbnail. I don't know, but I just did a gong. Since nobody wants the link, I thought that might happen. So my mom sent me this. I'm hoping the sound is good. She sent me this a while back. Meditations from Conversations with God. And guess what? I haven't read it yet. Of course, I peeked at it. My mom passed away a year and 2 months ago, and here's the letter. Okay, this will prove we've got a bond and we're very close. She always sent letters and notes. She's given me a lot of books through the years. This was January 13, 2016. Oh my gosh, 10 years ago. Now, I'll get a lot of things, put them with my other books or whatever, and literally forget I have them. So, but starting, I'd say about 10 years ago, I read almost all the books that she's ever sent me. There is one called, what was it? I Love the Color Purple or something like that. And there's an older, or It's Okay to Like the Color Purple or something. And there's an old lady's face on the front. And it talks about, getting older and being okay with even liking what you liked when you were younger. It's interesting. So yeah. Aw. This book, which is helpful in many ways, apply it to life and life's dilemmas. I had to look that word up, which means a predicament that seemingly defies a satisfactory solution. We encounter many of them in our lives, don't we? But eventually there is a solution. We just sometimes have to wait patiently a while to recognize it. I love you all very much, Mom. Stupid tremors. And there's a lot more. It says what town I live in. I'm trying to be a little more careful, even though most people know. But that was half of it. The beginning part was who she sent a card to, a friend of mine, and she said, I wonder how she's doing and her sister since their mother died. My mom was always thinking of others, always. And I know we all like to say that and believe that in our mothers, but not everyone has that in a mother. And I did. Yeah, she was wise. Like, this is a thing. Like, I didn't even know there was a letter in here. I haven't opened this in so long. And I thought, why not? With the darn war going on and people can't even drive down a road, in different parts of the country and get pulled over by ice, and they're impatient and they're callous and they're quick to draw their weapons. And your life can be over like that. If they even suspect you're trying to leave, even if you're turning your car or anything. So this contains Meditations from Conversations with God, contains a collection of profound quotations of universal truths, the spiritual path, feelings, mortality, self-awareness, time, politics, wow, and war, it says. I'm not even kidding. Money, the planet, and relationships. These are taken from the Conversations with God series of books by Neale Donald Walsch. Okay. Universal truths. Can you guys hear me good? I have this little fan on low, but maybe I should turn it off. Oh God. All right. So I'm going to read this. Oh, thanks, Mary Jane. No, I know. And I know most people believe me, but I really was close to my mom just because life gets busy and, you know, my alcoholism in the past and divorce and money issues, you know, and them moving all the time. Not all the time. They moved about every 10 years, actually. First they were in Vermont, then they were in New York, then they were in the middle of Florida, then they were in Key West, then they were in the middle of Florida, and then they ended up in Iowa. So it was never a movement over close to me in Washington. And I mean, when you meet someone from Washington, you don't really know, even if you have a child, that you're necessarily going to be there for the next 20 to 30 years when you're youngish. And I was youngish. I mean, I was 30, you know, the second time we got together. But yeah, so I'm going to read this. I'm assuming the sound is good. I'm assuming the sound is good. I'm making it a tad bigger, like that. Introduction. I think it's important to read the introductions because then, you know, you get an idea of why the book was written and things like that. In February 1992, Neale Donald Walsch had an experience that was to change not only his life, but the lives of millions of people around the globe. The kids are playing profusely out on the playground. There's a lot of kids out there and even some adults because it is spring break, I believe. This was the month in which God began to speak to him and, in fact, entered into a rather extensive dialogue with him. These exchanges were eventually to become a book, Conversations with God, which was an international bestseller, read by millions of people in dozens of languages around the world. This book spawned 2 highly successful sequels in the Conversations with God trilogy. For Neale, these conversations quenched an enormous thirst and satisfied an incredible hunger. Readers everywhere have been similarly touched and have attested to the comfort and guidance they have found in the pages of these books. Like many of us, Neale had been searching for the God of his heart for a very long time. The God he met in his conversations turned out to be not a God of fear, but a God of unconditional. Before I turn the page, I'll show the picture. That's pretty. Looks a lot like Lake Champlain, to tell you the truth, off of Burlington, Vermont. Mary Jane Doe would know where that is, but she's in New York. Okay, an unlimited love, a God of deep compassion and understanding, a God of wonderful humor, a God who takes pure delight in the joyful celebration of life. He met a God who offers friendship, not lordship, and who in return asks for friendship, not worship. The meditations included in this book are derived from Neale's dialogues with God. They address issues many of us confront in our daily lives, and some that we will all face at some point. The depth of their universal wisdom shines through, and all who have been involved in the making of this book have been deeply affected and have found great comfort and guidance, as we feel sure that you, the reader, will too. You may wish to read this book from cover to cover, or simply to dip into it from time to time when you're seeking comfort or advice. or if you're if you have a particular issue on your mind, use the index at the back of the book for guidance. This is a book that you will come back to time and time again. These black and white pictures, I'm trying to show them without the glare of the light. Meditations on Universal Truths. Okay, I just don't know. Like at first glance, it looks like a silver dollar, you know, one of those shells at the beach. But am I like totally wrong? I mean, is that a sundial even? Like, what is that? I don't think it's a sundial. It just doesn't even say. Does it say up there? Doesn't say anywhere. What does this look like to you guys? Tell me what that looks like to you. Is that, I mean, it's not a tire. Wait, how do I get to comments now? Okay. Where people dock, I think it's called and hand out in the water, hang out. Oh, a fossil, says Mary Jane Doe. Lake Champlain is huge, yes. There's a beautiful white sandy area where people dock, I think it's called. Okay, and hang out. Okay. So, hi, Rapper. How are you? See? You got your Dr. Pepper thing back. Ah, I don't block people, so I didn't block you. I mean, you have lots of avatars, so I just don't even know. I didn't even know that Dr. Pepper thing was blocked because I had seen you with it on other channels. So yeah, until Mary Jane Doe told me, and I'm glad she told me. So a fossil, yeah, it probably does look like a fossil. I mean, it very well could be a fossil. I'm asking the chat what they think this is. I mean, I don't know. Just at first glance, it looks like shell thing at the beach up close, like zoomed in. I don't block, I only time out. Yeah, and that's only if it's like, you know, really necessary. So this is a book, Meditations from Conversations with God, Rapper, that my mom sent me before she passed away. Well, actually 10 years ago. She passed away last year. Okay, on creating reality. Wait, did I read this? Yes, I did. It says, you do not live each day to discover what it holds for you, but to create it. You are creating your reality every minute, probably without knowing it. And then, you know, we all know what that is, right? Footprints in the sand. This is a really sweet book. I mean, I read a few of them, you know, I should have read the whole thing, but I know. Okay. This one is on coming to terms with yourself. Self is in capital S. There comes a time in the evolution of every soul when the chief concern is no longer the survival of the physical body, but the growth of the spirit. No longer the attainment of worldly success, but the realization of self. Wow. Now, are these those monarch butterflies, you guys? They probably are, right? with the stripes. Round coiled fossils are called ammonites. Ammonites? Wow. How do I, okay. Well, that's interesting. So it's an ammonite. Okay. This is literally named. I know it's like backwards, but on bad people. I am going to tell you this. There are no rotten apples. There are only people who disagree with your point of view on things, people who construct a different model of the world. I am going to tell you this. No persons do anything inappropriate given their model of the world. Okay, so I want to instantly say, well, that's not true. There's definitely vile and inappropriate people, right? But I guess what this is saying in my mind, in my eyes, is it's what you were brought up with, what you saw, what you were modeled, right? How you were taught. Who was your role model? Did you even have one, right? I mean, I'm guessing. And then the picture, it looks like two rams ramming their horns. Yeah, everyone's perspective is different. On power. Power comes from inner strength. Inner strength does not come from raw power. In this, most of the world has it backwards. Okay. Power comes from inner strength. Inner strength does not come from raw power. Okay, like, are these things that he heard God say to him? I'm kind of confused. And this is the next picture, which is really kind of nice, right? We've got 3, maybe even 4 hands on top of each other. On who you are. Everything that occurs, everything that has occurred is occurring, and even will occur, is the outward physical manifestation of your innermost thoughts, choices, ideas, and determination regarding who you are and who you choose to be. Wow. There's a little baby. Little baby. Oops. Sitting in someone's arms or hands. On the one reality, yes, there is one great truth. There is a final reality, but you will always get what you choose, regardless of that reality, precisely because the reality is that you are a divine creature, divinely creating your reality, even as you are experiencing it. This is the picture that's there. On the forgiveness of sins. In truth, I do not forgive you and will not forgive you ever for anything. I do not have to. There is nothing to forgive, but I can release you. and I hereby do, now, once again, as I have done so often in the past, through the teachings of so many other teachers. Wow, okay. And this looks like a young woman holding two little sort of, I guess, baby little birds, and what, she's going to release them? Yeah, there's two there. Meditations on the spiritual path. And that's interesting. That looks a little bit like Mount St. Helens. Well, what, before it blew up in the 80s? What happened to the light? There we go. See the mountain back there with the snow on top? It doesn't say where any of these pictures are. You know how usually, well, maybe it will at the very end. On religion and spirituality. Religion cannot stand spirituality. It cannot abide it. For spirituality may bring you to a different conclusion than a particular religion, and this no known religion can tolerate. Religion encourages you to explore the thoughts of others and accept them as your own. Spirituality invites you to toss away the thoughts of others and come up with your own. Interesting. And it shows, I don't know, I don't think these are kiwi birds, but there's sure a lot of them there on the ocean, on the beach. They might be kiwi birds. On God, I tell you, I am in every flower, every rainbow, every star in the heavens, and everything in and on every planet rotating around every star. I am the whisper of the wind, the warmth of your sun, the incredible individuality and the extraordinary perfection of every snowflake. I am the majesty in the soaring flight of eagles, and the innocence of the doe in the field, the courage of lions, the wisdom of the ancient ones. I mean, I read the introduction. This, yeah, right, is the bay somewhere. See the beach, and then you've got the rocks jutting up and the water coming in. Oh, sort of why I won't commit to one religion. I like to study many religions. Yeah. My mom was spiritual, and it's probably why she sent me this book. She wasn't, dogmatic or whatever in her thinking. This is called On Holiness. Every day is sanctified. Every minute is holy. This now is the holy instant. And it's showing raindrops. The pictures are quite nice. I'm sure that's another reason Mom sent me this book, is to remind me of simplicity, On the fulfillment of your divine self. Do not waste the precious moments of this, your present reality, seeking to unveil all of life's secrets. Those secrets are secret for a reason. Grant your God the benefit of the doubt. Use your now movement, or no, use your now moment for the highest purpose, the creation and the expression of who you really are. Decide who you are, who you want to be, and then do everything in your power to be that. And it shows somebody rowing on one of those. I mean, it's not a canoe. What is that kind of boat? Now I can't remember. I mean, the Olympics have those boats. Unless it's just, like what is that, a kayak. It didn't really look like it. On expressing your divine connection with the all. Embrace every circumstance, own every fault, share every joy, contemplate every mystery, walk in every man's shoes, forgive every offense, including your own. Heal every heart, honor every person's truth, adore every person's God, protect every person's rights, preserve every person's dignity, promote every person's interests, provide every person's needs, presume every person's holiness, present every person's greatest gifts, produce every person's blessing, and pronounce every person's future secure in the assured love of God. So, of course, it's who we individually come across, right, in our life. We're to treat them that way. And this is the picture. It's obviously a woman in what looks like a one piece, darker on top, just able to float without even hardly kicking her legs, unless she is, and I just can't see it. Yeah. On making the right decisions, if all you desired is what your soul desired, everything would be very simple. If you listen to the part of you which is pure spirit, all of your decisions would be easy and all the outcomes joyous. Wow. And then this picture, right, is, roads going here and there. And I guess, yeah, which road do you choose? She gave me those books, The Road Less Traveled and things like that from the 80s. I have that in there. Now I think this is, okay, Meditations on Feelings. Now, I'm assuming when I look at this that this is a wave, but you know what? It really could be anything. I mean, it could be anything. It could be fur up close of a bear even, right? Now I'm not really thinking it's a wave. I just don't even know. And maybe, we're not supposed to know. Or that's water coming in by a mound of, I don't know. On truth, feelings are neither negative nor destructive. They are simply truths. How you express your truth is what matters. Yes. We all know that nobody can take your feelings from you. They can't. And that's why I've learned throughout my life, if I'm having a discussion or even an argument, or I don't want it to be an argument, but we're having a discussion about something. If I say, well, you made me feel bad, or I felt a certain way when this was said, or that hurt my feelings, you're not necessarily attacking, right? The attacking would be, well, wait, if I say the word you, which I just said, you don't want to say that. You want to say, I feel this way because, not, well, you did this, so now I feel like shit, right? So nobody can take that from you. And I've taught my daughter that too. So I don't even really know what this is. I mean, I'll show it. Is it, I mean, it's not swords. It looks like a copy, not a copy. It looks like stills to me. This is my guess of a steeple. And then you've got a still, a still, a still, a still in photos side by side. See that? And it almost looks like curtains hanging. Could even be that. I guess we're not really supposed to know. It's whatever the person perceives it to be, probably. On expressing your feelings, it is not nearly so important how well a message is received as how well it is sent. You cannot take responsibility for how well another accepts your truth. You can only ensure how well it is communicated. And by how well, I don't mean merely how clearly. I mean how lovingly, how compassionately, how sensitively, how courageously, and how completely. Wow. And I don't know. I don't know if these are doves, but obviously there's two birds there with this man looking on at these birds flying. On understanding your true feelings, feelings are the language of the soul, but you must make sure you are listening to your true feelings and not some counterfeit model constructed in your mind. Wow, bizarre. Not bizarre, but the picture kind of is. Okay, we've got a little girl or teenager, but I think a little girl, right? Looking at her shadow in a puddle. I mean, that's a puddle. It's not even a pond. Interesting. On hurting others. If acting irresponsibly, if behaving in a way which you know might damage others or cause hardship or pain is what makes you feel good, then you have not evolved very far. Wow. I'm going to read that again. On hurting others. If acting irresponsibly, if behaving in a way which you know might damage others or cause hardship or pain is what makes you feel good, then you have not evolved very far. Wow. And it looks like we have a picture of a man and a woman with their pants rolled up, and they're holding hands, and it looks like they're sort of splashing or wading around in the water. like in the water, like the ocean. May not be the ocean, though. There's some rocks to the right of her. This could be even in a waterfall. On fear and guilt. Guilt is a blight upon the land, the poison that kills the plant. You will not grow through guilt, but only shrivel and die. Awareness is what you seek, but awareness is not guilt, and love is not fear. Fear and guilt are your only enemies. Love and awareness are your true friends. Yet do not confuse the one with the other, for one will kill you, while the other gives you life. Okay. Now, it's really not showing anything, but this is the picture. I'm gonna, it just is. I believe it's a naked woman, kind of turned with her hands pointed up to the sky, the sun, clasped together with the tall grass that she's standing in. See that? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Interesting. It doesn't say where, really where or who or anything about these pictures. On love and fear. Ultimately, all thoughts are sponsored by love or fear. This is the great polarity. This is the primal duality. Everything ultimately breaks down to one of these. All thoughts, ideas, concepts, understandings, decisions, choices, and actions are based in one of these. And in the end, there is really only one: love. In truth, love is all there is. Even fear is an outgrowth of love, and when used effectively, expresses love. And then we've got this picture. I don't know what year these pictures were taken. We've got a man coming out of the water, walking up towards this woman sitting on the beach. Probably parts of this, I know my mom probably really liked these black and white pictures. I mean, that's a big part of why she sent this book. On grief. Grief is a natural emotion. It's the part of you which allows you to say goodbye when you don't want to say goodbye, to express, push out, propel the sadness within you at the experience of any kind of loss. Wow. It's the part of you which allows you to say goodbye when you don't want to say goodbye, to express, push out, propel the sadness within you at the experience of any kind of loss. And then, I don't know. I think this person is carrying his shoes. I don't think it's snow. It's somebody with a shawl and kind of a long, I don't know if it's sort of, to me it looks like they're carrying their shoes. Look at all the lights or whatever those, light poles on both sides. That's probably sand or something maybe. Or is it just dusty or foggy? It should never bring joy to someone to cause another pain. Exactly. Exactly. Wow. On anger. Anger is a natural emotion. It is the tool you have which allows you to say, no, thank you. It does not have to be abusive, and it never has to be damaging to another. And there's a picture of an adorable little girl who possibly someone took when she was angry. I just don't know. When was this book written? Copyright 1997. 2007, 19 years ago. Wow. So she looks like she's maybe 6 or 7 there. So she's, 26 or something. On envy. Envy is the natural emotion that makes you want to do it again, to try harder, to continue striving until you succeed. Yeah, I mean, that could be somebody that's envious of someone and they're striving until they succeed too, right? It's not necessarily a positive thing. I mean, it can be a natural emotion. Makes you want to do it again. Like what? Hurt the other person? Or, I mean, because when there's envy of someone or something or whatever, that's not good. But envy is different than being jealous. But they're similar, right? Interesting. And then we've got this little boy climbing up some steps. So, I mean, the pictures really don't have anything to do necessarily. Well, this is what it said, to continue striving until you succeed. So he's, obviously not envious of steps, but he's could be not envious, but as a little child be like, okay, I can do this too. My dad or my brother or that person just walked up these steps. I'm going to do it too. So he's using both of his hands and his feet. On fear. The purpose of natural fear is to build in a bit of caution. Caution is a tool that helps keep the body alive. Wow. Yeah. That's interesting. That's what I'm experiencing in Messenger. I won't say with who, but with some people. And if I feel so unbelievably shocked / stunned by thinking that a certain person I assumed knew my intent and knew enough of my soul and my being from sharing, these past years, that typing for 2 years, nothing I said ever got really misconstrued. But then if it's something that's hurtful to the person, then you can type something and it can be misconstrued. If a person, this is what I'm seeing and learning, isn't hurting, then it's sort of, it could have been dismissed. But because they were hurting, you know, I just, so now I'm to a point where I'm cautious and I choose carefully who I associate with, the channels I go to. And that kind of thing, because for one, I have to be, because of my heart, my age, my blood pressure, my stress level. I'm not 25, I'm not 35, I'm not 45, and I'm certainly not 55. I'll be 64 in June. I mean, I'm nearly a senior. And according to like some things, I am a senior. And that's just the way it is. I saw Charlie's Angels. Did you guys see that? Kate, or wait, was that her real name or was that her Kate something, and then Cheryl Ladd and Jacqueline Smith? Boy, I mean, they're all at least 75 now. And in all honesty, even though, you know, they got the cheekbones and eyes pulled up like this, Kate does, you know, and they're all, you know, petite still and have had, you can tell, almost cheek implants and Botox and whatever. For the first time, I could literally tell they're aging and, or they're aged or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. They should be. But I'm just saying, like, it's so bizarre to see them all young and vibrant. And now they're like, I mean, they look good and all that, but it was just, what was it on? Was it on the Today Show? I don't even watch that, you guys. I didn't watch when Savannah Guthrie first went back because I didn't watch the Today Show before her mother went missing. And just because her mom is missing, I don't want to be some, for lack of a better word, voyeuristic, ooh, let me look and see how she does up there, you know, on panel with her guests. Is she going to be just as animated? Is she going to be kind of sad some days? You know, can I pick it out? No. But I think the Charlie's Angels were on, was it the Today Show? Anyway, and is her name Kate Jackson? Who was the one that was with the brown hair? Oh, Goldie Hawn is 75 now. Hi, Relentless. Thanks for saying hello. Goldie Hawn is 75. I mean, it's bizarre, you guys. It's, I mean, trust me on this. I thought, because I felt so healthy and good in my 40s and 50s, the number would be 70s or 80s. And I'm not saying I feel all bad or anything, but I mean, I can get off the chair out there in the living room and three things will pop and crack, even in my ankle. And I'm just getting up. My daughter's like, oh my gosh, I heard that, Mom. And I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not even stretching. I'm just, you know. And it's like, none of us want to get older, but we're all going to, unless something bad happens. And it's bizarre. Enjoy your youth while you have it, you know. Um, I mean, I remember Relentless when Goldie Hawn was on Laugh-In. Remember that show, Laugh-In? Oh my goodness. Goldie Hawn is 80 now? She's 80. Goldie Hawn, 1945. Wow. Wow. And so who else is up in there in age? What was that lady's name? Shoot. With the blonde hair. She did that crime show. Dickinson. Something Dickinson. Is it Emily? No, that's poetry. Anyway, it's something Dickinson. She's older. And then I was just, kind of shocked when Raquel Welch and what's her face passed away. Hi, the real grifter. It feels so good to be called my name, my real name, But yeah, and yeah. So, it's good to have caution, and we know as you get older, you really know when it's the end of some things in life, and that must be an age thing. Meditations on mortality. Wow. I think I'll read that another time, but I think I will just read this, that Paulina Perisquivo, she was the real pretty model with the long brown hair in the videos, in the Cars. Remember the Cars from Britain or whatever? And she was married to the skinny, gangly guy with the dark hair and the glasses, who was, I believe, the lead singer of the Cars. And he died of cancer a year or two ago. And losing her beauty, she said, was hard. But yeah. So, but she's learned how to embrace it, type deal. So, see, I was not planning on even doing this. But I'm going to type up her interview. There she is. Fashion model and author. Okay, look at her now. All right, so I'll just show you these pictures. Well, why is she crying here? She's nearly crying right here. So good. I can make them bigger. And so this was her, right? With that guy from the Cars. What does that say down there? Paulina Periskivo on her very happy, very anxious life. With that guy from the Cars. And then we've got her here when she's a little bit older with the man from the Cars that she married. I mean, they were together a while. We have a beautiful picture of her here. She was Estee Lauder girl from the 80s, and here she is now. Letting her hair go gray, or, you know, whatever. What? I know you all enjoy happy posts. Seeing people pick. Look at her here. Okay, she's like crying. I mean, are people picking on her? I don't understand. Visit. I guess I could visit, see what it says. I know you all enjoy happy posts, seeing people pick themselves up, dust off their pants, and get back on the horse. Well, what's wrong? This is her Instagram. And I just wanted to see what she's talking about. But I'm going to get back to the pictures and the interviews. But another picture of her. I think she's like 60 or 61 now. I'm just showing some pictures of what she looks like now. Oh, Paulina Periskivo opens up about lasers, skincare, and aging. Paulina Periskivo, 58. So this was a few years ago, drops her skincare routine. One of her when she was much younger as a model. So, aging and social media. All right, now let me see if I can find the what she says. Okay, she was born in 1965, and I was born in 62. So that means she's 61 now? 2, 3, 4. Yep. She'll be 61 this year. I'm 3 years older. Rick Ocasek. That's who she was married to. Okay. Wow. Taking back my image. This supermodel wants you to listen. Okay, this is the style like you, but I don't want to get in trouble. It's someone else's. Yeah, so where's the article? Do as you're told. Paulina Priskova says modeling taught her to do as you're told. What? Top stories. Let me see this. Including taking off her clothes. Wow. The former supermodel says she didn't feel loved for who she was until age 58, after decades of performing for approval. Wow. Wow. Okay, so she says, from her childhood with a hard to please mother to her youthful modeling days, Paulina Porizkovo said she felt trained to do as she was told, even when that meant taking her top off. When I began modeling at 15, it was just the same story all over again. The former supermodel said after talking about feeling like she had to put on a show to please her single mom, who paid little attention to her as a child. The quickest way to get out of a situation was do as you're told, she said. And if that meant taking my top off, and if that meant doing X, Y, and Z, well, then I just did that because that was the easiest way to get through it and also to please people. Periskova explained that being loved for who you are is something that escaped her until she was 58. She said as a child, her parents didn't actually like me unless I performed. Remembering when she was watching a community theater show at about 3 years old and her father prodded her to get on stage. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a different little article thing than the one that I was looking for. I remember the lights being so incredibly bright that I couldn't see my parents, and I couldn't see anything beyond the stage itself. And I was fucking terrified, she says, effing. The 60-year-old said, I was so scared, and I thought, well, the quickest way to get this over and done with is to sing a song. If I sing the song, then they will just sweep me back off. She said the audience liked her, and she got a taste of validation. My parents seemed to like me better when I could do things like that. Otherwise, they didn't seem to pay a whole lot of attention to me. She said she learned early that nobody really cared about what I wanted or how I felt, that it was all about putting on a show. This is the only way people are going to like you, adding that she felt she always had to be on her best behavior. Like most people, she said she spent her 20s trying to figure out who she was and how to please people. And so this is the beauty of getting older, is that you kind of figure out who you are, what you're good at, what you're bad at. And then past 50, for us women who start being invisible anyway, we go, well, what the F? Other people's assumptions and expectations? I'm just going to be who I am. Like I'm just going to try out to actually be the person that I've always known that I was. Earlier this year, Periskova detailed some of the sexual harassment she experienced in the fashion industry at just 15 years old. Sometimes the people I was seeing were well dressed and in offices, and sometimes they were middle aged guys in messy apartments who just wanted to take a few casual photos of me. Preferably topless, she said in a social media post. I've lost count of the amount of men in open bathrobes who greeted me in their hotel rooms or apartments where I have been sent by an agency or clients. Poriskova, who made history in 1984 as the first Central European woman to land a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover, noted that the advances were not limited to messy apartments. She recalled well-dressed older men frequently inviting her to parties, yachts, and tropical villas. For years, the supermodel believed these encounters were simply part of the paycheck. I took it all for granted, that my job was to take my clothes off, put my clothes back on, and then learn how to creatively fend off horny men so that you don't offend them and lose a job. Wow. That's that article. Wow. I mean, that's probably how it is with a lot of models, right? From the 80s and stuff. So let me find the one on aging that I really wanted to read, and then I'll end my live. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Just hanging out. Why isn't this? Okay. Wow.
Mom,
What?
where you put the cat's cat dry bowl? Also,
Oh.
got Ginger in the bathroom.
Oh, I forgot to take them out. The big bowl goes in the cabinet.
Where?
Just, up where I keep it. To the right, or right, up there in the food cabinet, way above the soups and everything. Oh my gosh. Do you know if Panda ate any of that? Oh. So, all right. Well, Paulina Poriskova wants women to know this about aging. Jeff Greenstein is her fiance. They're in the process of looking for a house to buy. When she appears on screen from her New York apartment, her long gray hair falling loosely over a blue sweatshirt, she looks relaxed, upbeat, and madly in love with life. Getting here to this delightful moment of contentment, where finally at 60 everything seems to click, has not been straightforward. Well, here's the bad news, she says. It didn't happen until about 3 years ago in my mid to late 50s. A decade earlier, Paulina had thought her career was over. I was unbelievably depressed. I felt completely invisible. I had no career. My children were moving out of the house. My husband didn't seem to notice I existed. I was throwing myself into little tasks like pottery classes, and then I would go and get a massage once a week just so somebody would touch me. It was effing pathetic. I couldn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't even know I was in a tunnel. I just thought this was what life was going to be. The irony is that Paulina Poriskova is one of those women the world has never stopped looking at. And yet there was a time in her life when she'd go to a spa simply to be touched. A detail that is both mind-boggling and, for many women, uncomfortably familiar. If you've ever craved affection from a partner who won't give it to you, you'll know how unbearably sad it is, she says. And this article is from the Marie Claire magazine. Beauty icon. Oh, there's more. She's lived several very public lives. Supermodel, wife, widow. I didn't know he passed away. Author, advocate. In the 1980s and 90s, she was everywhere. Magazine covers, billboards, beauty campaigns, fashion editorials that helped define the look of an era. She's still everywhere, most notably Vanity Fair covers and campaigns for Estee Lauder, with whom she recently signed as a global ambassador 3 decades after being one of the most famous faces in the brand's history. Wow. And yet the thing she keeps coming back to is how lonely it was to be admired only as an object. I was seen, but I wasn't heard, she says. Who I was as a person was completely immaterial. It absolutely didn't matter. People are often surprised, she tells me, by how warm she is in person, as if extraordinary beauty should come with a certain aloofness. When she began modeling, the job description was simple: look pretty and be quiet. Back then, models didn't have a voice, she says. Unless you were famous, you didn't get to speak. We were clothes hangers. When journalists did ask questions, they were always the same ones. What do you eat? How do you stay thin? What products do you use? Being a young, attractive model meant that the only thing people were interested in about me was exactly that, she says. So, of course, the perfect vehicle to sell you things. The idea that a model might have opinions, or worse, might want to express them, was not part of the contract. Even so, Paulina was never very good at pretending. At the height of her success, while she was one of the most recognizable faces in the world, she famously said that modeling sucks. Wow. Okay, I don't remember reading this in that one article that came in my email. So this is a different one, obviously. That independent streak ended up shaping her entire career. She worked hard, became successful on a scale hard to imagine, and then used that to move sideways into acting, into writing, into work that required her mind as much as her face. The more you read about Paulina, the more you realize that nothing about her life has been ordinary. Long before the cameras of fashion found her, she had already lived in the public eye. Her childhood was shaped by geopolitics rather than glamour. When her parents fled Czechoslovakia, she was forced to stay behind. Oh my gosh. Separated by a regime that refused to let families move freely. From Sweden, they waged a very public campaign to get her back, including a hunger strike that captured national attention. What? Her parents fled to Sweden and had a hunger strike to get their daughter back? For years, journalists tracked the story while she waited in her grandmother's home, growing up under a kind of accidental spotlight. She was 9 when she was finally allowed to leave and join her parents. 9. It doesn't say here how old she was when her parents fled, but anyway. Wow. When she was 13 and living in Sweden, she let a friend, an aspiring makeup artist, paint her face for a portfolio. Someone else saw the pictures, and someone else, and suddenly she was being flown places. There was no childhood ambition to conquer fashion, just a series of doors flying open faster than a teenager could reasonably understand. At 18, she became the first Central European woman to appear on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Soon after, she was walking every major runway, appearing in every major magazine, and signed an Estee Lauder beauty contract so lucrative it made her the highest paid model in the world. It was during this period she was cast in a music video for a song called Drive. The band was the Cars, and its front man was Rick Ocasek. She was 19. He was 40. He was already a star, and she was becoming one. They fell in love, and from the outside, it looked like a long, successful second act. A beautiful woman, a famous musician, a creative household, a marriage, a family. She became a stepmother to 4 boys by the time she was 22. Then the couple had 2 sons of their own. Wow. Pariskeva gradually stepped away from full-time modeling to focus on her family. She also acted in films, 16 of them, in fact, and television, including a stint judging on America's Next Top Model, and began to write. She published her first novel, A Model Summer, in 2007. There's different modeling pictures of her, but I'll just keep reading. Inside the story was more complicated after 28 years of marriage. Oh, I didn't know that. They weren't together 20 years, 28, and they separated in 2017. Rick had been living with hypertensive and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, and in 2019 he passed away. I thought it was cancer. She was caring for him at the time while he was recovering from surgery. One morning, she walked into the room and found him dead. Wow. In the days that followed, another shock arrived. Oh my gosh. Paulina discovered she had been removed from his will. It later emerged that Rick had amended his will just weeks before his death, formally excluding her on the grounds that they were in the process of divorcing and that she had abandoned him. The grief was immense and the healing was painful. Oh my gosh, I didn't know any of this. It completely shattered me, she reflects. I had to rebuild. I felt like I was rebuilding from scratch. Eventually, she started saying yes to everything. There was skydiving and dating. How long do we have? We don't know. I started saying yes to whatever anybody asked me. Okay. When she met Jeff, this Jeff Greenberg, I guess his name is, the healing took a different turn. It became about learning to trust again and feel safe. It doesn't happen overnight, so that's the phase I'm in. Paulina says it took her nearly 60 years to find Jeff. I've never known a love like this, and I'm not sure that I was able to understand what a love like this was when I was younger. I thought love was what we learned from Romeo and Juliet. You want to die? You want to kill him? Drama, emotion, passion, tears, sex, and it turns out not so much. That's called drama, she says. What does falling in love at 60 feel like? Give me a firm place to stand and a lever, and I can move the earth, she says, quoting the Greek philosopher Archimedes. Jeff is that safe piece of ground. I can do everything else around it. I can move the world. That's how I feel. In the end, it was writing which gave her a voice that finally resonated when her memoir, No Filter, The Good and the Bad and the Beautiful, came out in 2022. Actor and friend Selma Blair wrote that she stayed up all night reading it, calling Paulina a brilliant and generous truth teller. She's also remarkably resilient. I don't believe in things happening to you, she says of her success. I don't believe good things are happening if you're just going to sit around your kitchen and whine. You have to go out and do it. You have to provoke things to happen. Otherwise, nothing will. Paulina's return to Estee Lauder was a global brand ambassador comes at a time when women are rethinking what beauty, age, and visibility actually mean. Of course, she's been banging on about it for decades, but it's not easy getting women to embrace aging. Interesting. Wow. Her sons look a little bit like Rick Ocasek, don't they? especially the one with the long. Well, no, they both have that kind of. It's shocking. What's going on? Oh dear. Do you think true crime is coming to an end for some of the YouTubers? Wow, she's beautiful. Geez, Megan. I agree with you. It's shocking. Hi, Jamie Lynn Simmons. Well, I mean, I doubt it because there's always true crime, right? There's always some kind of ridiculous crime. It's why Estee Lauder launched its Because of My Age campaign, hashtag Because of My Age campaign, to celebrate the remarkable achievements and individuality of women as they embrace the beauty of aging, because the truth is that we do get better with time. And yes, Paulina knows what you're thinking. What would a genetically blessed supermodel know about aging? Yawn. She hears it all the time. Comments such as, easy for you to say embrace your age when you have always been more beautiful than average. She points out, however, that it would be far, far easier for me to not accept aging, to use everything at my disposal to extend my desirability. After all, I'm in the public eye and I'm judged on a daily basis for how I look. So why haven't I? Because I don't think aging equals breaking. Paulina posts unflattering photos of herself on Instagram. She doesn't dye her hair. She cries online, and she really doesn't care what the world thinks of her. Letting go of other people's opinions, after all, is one of the most satisfying parts of getting older. I can attest to that. Now life feels lighter, happier, freer, and so much more interesting. When I was 20, I suffered for beauty. Now I don't have to. Accepting how she's aging, she says, is a daily practice. Every morning, I meet a new version of myself in the mirror. Okay, hello, you. Makeup is more minimal these days. The thing that has changed the most is I wear a lot less makeup, and I think this is true for most older women. Not that we don't care to look nice, but we don't care what you think. We're kind of doing it for ourselves. Blush makes me feel happy, so I like to wear blush. She's also more likely to add a bright lip now. The thing I discovered, which I never really did when I was younger, was a bright lipstick. It really makes your face look happy. It's kind of like you shine a little warm light on yourself. Interesting. And this, oh gosh, okay, there. This must be her fiance or whatever. I mean, I'm kind of assuming. And that's her. The new iteration of Estee Lauder's Double Wear foundation is top of her list too. She'll be wearing it on her wedding day. So where is Paulina right now in her life? Sorry, I'm going to give you another metaphor. We could go anywhere in the world right now. How exciting is that? It's an incredible privilege, the sense of freedom that I have now. My children are good. Everything is taken care of. I have enough money. She says the metaphor is coming. I'm standing. This is almost over, this article. I'm standing on top of a cliff, ready to fly. We all have that feeling when we're teens into our 20s, the little bird being pushed out of the nest. And when you're 20, you're excited about all the possibilities. When you're forced up that cliff again, when you're 60, you think, I already know what happens. I know I will jump. I know I can fly. And I also know I'm going to fly smack bang into a tree. A storm's going to come. There's a mountain over here. It's going to hail and then snow. And then I'm going to fall into a desert. I know what is ahead. And I have the choice of not jumping or doing it anyway. And that's where I am now. I'm doing it anyway. I'm using all the courage I have to jump again. And that was by Georgie McCourt. That was a good article, but that's not the one. Oh gosh, it's just not the one. that, you know, so I need to, wow, okay. Well, she says imperfections are what makes us perfect. Anyway, you guys, it was such a good story, and now I can't find it. So what I'm going to do really quickly is type something in. Um, okay. Um, hmm. Wow. Interesting. How she learned to embrace her wrinkles after being terrified of them. It's your map of life. Wrinkles are the signs of privilege that you're alive, the supermodel said on Friday, January 31st episode of Today. Okay. So that was, wow. She said, I can't wait for my 60th birthday on April 9th, saying I've never been more thrilled about a birthday in my life. I've paid my dues, I've raised my children, I've had a family, I've been the wife, I've done everything society expected of me. And you know what? It's my turn. I feel like we're so scared of wrinkles, Paulina says. Have you noticed that? We're so terrified of wrinkles because I suppose wrinkles make us no longer relevant, no longer sexy, no longer desirable. And as women, that has been sort of our calling card. It's tagged with us for such a long time. And I keep looking at wrinkles, mine, yours, any woman that I see, and I think, it's your map of life. I see how you are as a person. Why would you want to erase it? She asked. Why do we make wrinkles on the same par as acne? She noted that acne and wrinkles are the two more common concerns people go to a dermatologist for. Acne is a disease, and wrinkles are the signs of privilege that you're alive. They're badges of honor. Why eliminate them? Why not embrace them? And I understand why, because society tells us that they don't want us once we become wrinkled. Wow. I'm so thrilled that Estee Lauder has discovered the same beauty that I keep seeing in me. First time around, I felt like it was a job. I was working for Estee Lauder, and it was a job for me. And now it's a calling. Because this way, working in conjunction with them, I get to spread my message wider. that we are the best we've ever been and we should not be dismissed. At the age society says women go to pasture, we're saying no, not so fast. All right, well, that's enough of that one. I'm going to try to find. I mean, I just don't want to do like another whole uh hmm, how long is this? All right, I'll just read this. Candid about aging, I'm the best that I've ever been, she says. So, she's letting go of the past. The desire to put her unfiltered self out there encompassed part of that journey, and whether it was sharing photos of herself makeup free or in a bikini. As soon as you start filtering yourself or auto tuning your photos and stuff, well, then it's not really all that authentic anymore. I feel a responsibility to put myself out there as I am. Ow, bit my tongue. Her openness to share the highs and lows of aging, grief, and her changing body didn't always come easy. Following the death of her late ex husband, Rick Ocasek. Oh, that's what we mean by widow. I thought she was widowed before that. When she joked she was known as that crying lady of Instagram, she found a community of women bound together by loss. Amidst the COVID pandemic, Periskova could empathize with their grief, especially after facing enormous upheaval with her own finances and home. We've suffered these enormous losses and our lives have been blown up. I don't even know who I am, and I'm middle aged and I feel like I'm getting lost. But don't just lose the person that you love. You don't just lose the person that you love, you lose a sense of yourself. Her rediscovery stemmed from realizing her needs were not secondary to the needs of others, regardless of her role as a wife and mother. By spending more time learning how to accept herself, she was no longer looking for the same kind of things in a significant other as she had before. That led Paulina to meet her current boyfriend, television writer and producer Jeff Greenstein, just 3 days into the new year. Self-acceptance in aging has delivered far more benefits than just a significant other for the Swedish model, who believes freedom can be found after menopause. One of the incredible things about aging is that you care less and less about what other people think. You're like, you know what? I've done my bit. I've been serving everybody else for 50 years. Now it's my turn. While the former Sports Illustrated cover model still is looking for ultimate freedom from societal expectations, she appreciates the enormous amount of wisdom she's gained. I know without a doubt that I am the best that I've ever been. Why do I need improvement? I'm in my prime right now. I'm sorry that you think my wrinkles dismiss me from being in my prime, but as a person, as a fully formed woman at the height of her power, this is it. Navigating two different identities has proved to be a new challenge for the writer. At book events, she resonates more with the women who know her Instagram me, as opposed to those who come because of her modeling days with Estee Lauder, fighting the urge to not chase youth or pretend that she is younger is a kind of acceptance she admits to still be working on. The same goes for managing changes in the body post-menopause, including weight gain. After exercising more, great for my emotional state, but it made me more hungry, she says. She found her happy medium with intermittent fasting, where she says it's all about balance. I don't eat very much, but when I eat the stuff I want to eat. Periskova explained of a routine which she's done the past 4 years. Sometimes they're very healthy and sometimes they aren't because they make me happy. In comparison, she felt she was never too comfortable during her modeling career because of its objectification. However, she still looks back with a sense of gratitude. I've had amazing times, I've worked with amazing people, but that's not when I was happiest, not even by far. For me, the past is the past that has formed me. And thank you for that, because I like where I am now and I'm looking ahead, because the only thing I can change is the future, not the past. If there's anything she's learned about herself, especially after her time as a contestant on the survival TV show Beyond the Edge, is that she is not a giver upper. This rings true in her personal and public journey around aging and as she continues to move forward with positivity. I'm working on this as hard as I can, Paulina says. This self acceptance thing, the looking at yourself in the mirror and going, okay, well, looking older than I did yesterday, but you know what? When I'm 70, I'll think back at this time as like, damn, I was pretty hot. What was I complaining about? That's funny. I don't even remember reading that part. Show a last picture of her. There she is in all her glory. All right. Well, I don't know who's here. I have no idea. There is, but okay, where am I here? Whoops, show. There is, but Dolly is going to open a car wash because he's not making much money on YouTube anymore. So I think his days may be numbered with all his health issues and lack of content. He is? I thought he was opening a ice cream store. I think it's an ice cream store because he made it sound like even if the guy doesn't give him the offer that he wants, he's going to lease it. The guy's going to lose it anyway. That's what he said. And that was a while back. I don't know what he's doing these days. I don't. Some of the others have drama going on too. I'm glad that someone with so much influence is not having surgery and going makeup free, because I think that the filters these days are really giving people body dysmorphia. Yeah. I mean, like, even on this. See, I mean, I'm sure when I was younger, my face looked more like that. You know, you don't have the skin doing that. There's no filter on this. He said, let's go as he bought a pressure washer. Oh, okay. I think it's a really small percentage of small businesses that actually survive and thrive. Oh, you guys, I gotta change my title. I mean, I thought somebody, you know, 3 Dot or Rita Rich or Wild Angel or someone might want to come up on panel with me and discuss the trial a little bit. I'm going to change the title now. Hi, True Crime Junkies. But yeah, I'm going to go. It's only 9:47, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me so long. How long has this been? Oh my gosh, 2 hours. It feels like 3. No, did Mary block True Crime? She doesn't block anybody. I don't want people to be blocked. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I did StreamYard. So I'm extremely sore. I have arthritis in my neck. I don't know if many other people do, but when I go like that, like I can hear, it sounds like sandpaper rubbing. And I found it out at the chiropractor about, was it 2 or 3 years ago I was there. And my words were, this isn't arthritis, is it? And then he heard it and everything, and he said, I'm afraid it is. I'm like, great. But so far, as far as I know, that's the only place that I have arthritis. So I want to finish this book. I'll do meditations on mortality next time with this picture of, I mean, they're not lily pads. I don't know what they are. It's kind of interesting. I think I'm understanding more and more now why my mom sent me that book, because the pictures are black and white, and it's what your meaning and your interpretation of what is being said means to you individually. But I'm going to go. Thank you, you guys. It means a lot to me to be able to hang out with you. I've been doing little videos of the kitties and whatnot. And earlier, that poor man, I'm sorry, but I even wrote in the comments, I had to do 2 little videos. That man that got by the cop putting that thing out and grabbing the back of his car instead of a pit maneuver, he was supposed to hang on to it so he couldn't go anywhere, and it came off, and he zipped across the highway thing into a wall. And Ikmel was doing a live earlier on it, and now I can't find it. I wanted to see what his reaction and everything, because when you've got 10 to 12 different SWAT men with 2 cars that put 2 canisters of this gas in the back, broke the back, window and all this, the whole thing took, the thing took an hour, and then it was another hour. They stood around and were, anyway, all it was a failure to yield. And that man, I'm pretty sure he's dead. You know why? He was all bloodied up, his head and everything. He had an arm like this. The other one was down. And they had put the zip ties around his ankles with his legs crossed like that, right? Laying on his back. It was a view from a helicopter, pretty close. Bloody shirt, everything. And nobody took off a jacket, covered up his face or anything. The first thing they showed was the ambulance's gurney thing, heading back to the ambulance empty and then putting it in. And then right after that, all the SWAT people and the couple of cops that were standing there walking away from this man. No CPR, no loading him into an ambulance. You could tell, I could tell, Live Now Fox wanted to say, gee, did he die? And they know better, right? And I believe he died, to the point where, because they weren't helping him and they weren't transferring him onto an ambulance. So, and he's completely still laying there, like completely still. And there's no one around him. Like, it's weird. It's really weird. Check it out. It was in well, if you type in Ever something, if you just type in video of white Cadillac getting, I think it's called grappled by police car, police chase today, hits wall, they probably won't show the ending. As soon as they showed the man and nobody around him, and he's just laying there still and dead as a rock, everyone walking away from him, I think honestly, like, because there was movement, he reached for the back for something. So what happened? He succumbed to his injuries from the gas containers? Or were they a little rough with him and pulled him out so hard through the broken window because apparently they couldn't even open the door on the passenger side, and the SWAT truck was up on the driver's side. So if he were to get out, he had to go this way. They couldn't even get it. I mean, I really hope, and I wrote this in comments, I hope his family, he wasn't massively young, I don't think. He could have been 30s, 40s, or even 50. Kind of a husky guy. He had shorts on and a t-shirt, really, really short hair. And you guys, I mean, they treated him like he robbed a bank, or he kidnapped someone, or he assaulted someone. It was a failure to yield. And I believe he died. And I don't know why ICML took it down. And then I thought, because before I started filming it, he was filming it, and he has long lives, right? 4 hours sometimes. So I went on his last 2 lives, and I even went back, and he started on something different. Maybe he, I don't know. To me, it's pretty upsetting. And I hope his family sues somebody, because pit maneuvers and all that kind of stuff, it's not always necessary, right? I mean, it's just not. They could have let the guy run out of gas. Now, he had been fleeing for a good hour, but I just think, honestly, some cops, especially down in California, from what I've seen in all these car chases and stuff, some back off, but I think they get kind of pissed off and sick and tired of tailing. And I understand they don't want to keep it going with other cars, but I thought the grapple was to grab the back of the car and turn it. No, apparently it's to hang on to it. So it was by sheer luck. There were no cars coming down this way when they do that thing, and the car zips going whatever, 60, 70, or 80 miles an hour across 3 lanes and doesn't hit another car. And doesn't hit the dog or the man that I didn't see, but the reporters were saying when the car hit the wall, the dog and the man were running from his property, the people that owned the house. So now there's property damage, cars totaled, of course. The whole front end was bent up, all the glass was broken in the windshield. And what? For a failure to yield? I just, that's pathetic. So anyway, that's what I was trying to film earlier. The sound wasn't coming in right. And when I do YouTube lives, I have to have the iPad up a certain way and the speakers on the bottom. If I lay it flat, I'm fine. But apparently having it upright and trying to film the program, the sound wasn't that hot. So I apologize. Yeah, it was in California. Not Guru, Perguru, well, anyway, it was in California. Yeah, white car. If you type in SWAT was deployed, and that's the other thing. This lady reporter in a raspy damn voice is like, there must have been a reason the SWAT was there. He must be a pretty bad person. You got to make sure. I mean, that's the only reason SWAT would be there. And yeah, right. Okay, SWAT was there because he wasn't getting out of the car, but he probably couldn't, or could have been going in and out of conscious. I mean, I'll tell you what, they didn't render aid to him for a while, and it's all over the news. all for failing to yield. Yeah. I mean, I thought, was he a furry? That's silly. I mean, I thought maybe he robbed a bank. You know, I saw one where they literally threw the money out of the car at the entranceway of this woman's house after bank, you know, and I'm the way he was so unbelievably still, and everyone walked away from him after they probably pulled him out through a window. We couldn't see because the doors were open in the van from the side view, and you know, but there were like five of them. You know, they could have been rough with him and caused him to have a dang heart attack. I don't know, but he hit that wall so hard he broke it down. And then you want to have these asswipe women reporters say, "Oh, it's not a very thick wall. It's easy to break through." Whatever. I mean, geez. And I'm for cops. They come here a lot. They come here for domestic violence things. They come here for, I saw a lady who was breaking her restraining order because I heard them talking and she was arrested right down on the sidewalk. That was like 10 years ago. Fights, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. All right. Did you find it, Mary Jane Doe? Since you're looking for it, I'll find it. I can't remember the name. Um, I'll find it. Lincoln crashes today into wall in California. Cover side, what's that? It was on Live Now Fox, not Fox News, Live Now Fox. I'll type that in. Live Now Fox. Oh, Bell home after high-speed chase. No, that was 4 weeks ago. Oh, good grief. No wonder it's hard. Ow, to find. Four hours ago. Yep, here it is. Good grief. Okay. I found it. So this trying to see where those show. Why won't they show where the car was grappled or whatever? All right, this is the wall he went through.
Did they swap out?
Yeah, SWAT there.
Yep.
Bring another SWAT.
Oh, they definitely do. Is that 10 HE over there? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Southern California. See, they got the guy, the SWAT on top of his SWAT truck thing, pointing down. Then they take a thing and bang open the glass in the back. Okay, that was a different one earlier. They're going to show the front of the car in a minute. See, that's the house. The white car went into the cement wall there. Well, Parker, pick up the bowl, please. See, that's the front of the car. Let's see if they even show. Okay, this is what they did.
They're working with everything. They're gathering at the scene, I'm sure, back at the stations. They're trying to gather information on this person in this car. And as I spoke about the pursuit the other night that was ended up out in Barstow, it was just a failure to yield there too. But you don't know what's in the car. You don't know why they're failing to yield. You don't know why they're not pulling over and stopping. What have they done? You know, are they the one the other night was reported a attempt murder suspect? But you're not really sure what's in the car or what the motive is of that person, why they're not stopping. And
Maybe they
you know,
don't
this car
want
was
to go
going
to
at a pretty
jail.
good rate of speed, but not in a crazy
Yeah.
way, but just trying to get
Hi,
away.
T-Rose.
And what caused the crash, you know, was the attempted use of that grappler, causing that
Grappler.
left rear wheel look like to lock up a little bit. But right now, everything is slowed down and just moving through and trying to get this person to give up safely.
Tim?
And it's all up
No,
to
the
them.
car
Yeah.
went
I
through.
want to bring you up to speed here on this video from earlier, around 3:30 this afternoon. This is more when we picked up this pursuit in Hoopa Valley. Look at all of those deputies there
This
out
lady
of their
bugs
vehicles
me.
for a standoff at a stop sign. This is where the driver initially stopped.
Okay, I
Could have
never
exited
saw
the vehicle
this.
right there. Could have brought this to an end. We were all waiting, watching as the deputies
Hey,
were all
Rose.
out of their vehicles to see what happened, and you know, the driver just eventually would take off. We'll keep a watch
Well, he
on
didn't
this
want to
video
go to
right now
jail.
to see how this played out
Oh.
this afternoon. So Tim, as you're looking at all the deputies, a lot of them, they're ready for this driver to exit the vehicle. Again, we're saying failure to yield, but that's a lot of law enforcement right there.
Yeah. Any pursuit will attract a lot of
Oh,
officers,
God.
and especially
Radical
what I see right
Rose.
there.
That's not
There
even
must be more
Rose.
to this than a failure to yield. This is
Mary
a
Jane,
very large
block that
response by
Radical
these officers.
Rose,
You have
okay?
long guns out, as well as another armored officers back behind the area. And he stopped at this point, and now was trying to make the person's going through this thing in his mind, trying to figure out, do I give up? Do I not give up? You know, delaying the inevitable and not slowly moving away. And now just slowly moving away, trying not to draw fire
Wait, you
from
do have a
anybody,
wrench.
or just, see what I can do. And,
There's
yeah,
really?
before
Rose,
just
it's
jamming the
you?
gas on and going.
Oh,
But
I'm
right now,
sorry.
it looks more like a delaying technique.
How
that we watch
could
people
Ernie
do
break
over and
from a
over again
jail?
when they stop multiple times
Okay,
during
okay,
pursuit,
sorry, Radical
taunt the
Rose.
officers, do whatever, and then take off. Well, this one here took off from
How
that
can he
stop,
break
and
out
what
from
happened prior
jail?
to that, we
Ernie.
don't know how long it
Okay.
went.
Let's
prior
watch
to
the
here comes
grappler
the
move in
grappler.
there. Yeah, Tim, let's
Yeah.
watch the grappler move in.
Watch
Again, as we
this.
talked about, newer technology. They make one attempt
They
right
killed
there.
this man.
Doesn't grab onto the car like it's supposed to. They're going to make another attempt, and it should just slowly bring that
Okay,
car
Radical
to an
Rose.
end. But as you mentioned,
this.
spins off into that home right there
Right.
with that crash. Go ahead, Tim.
And that netting that's on the front of that police unit, it's straps that are built
I just
up into
don't
a
think
net, and they're
Rose would
supposed
come
to
in and you
grab
looked.
or get onto the rear
Okay.
wheel, one side
Well,
or the
how
other.
does
rear
two
wheel,
people
wrap
break out
around
of
that
jail?
rear wheel and lock it up.
Look at that.
And at the same time, as the
Then
unit
it's a
backs
whole
away,
damn hour.
it's supposed to send out a tether to the police unit as it pulls away, so where the police unit can slow down and basically pull on
See?
the leash and slow
See?
the car down.
Slow
so it
the
doesn't
car
do something
down.
like this. But it
And
indicates
instead-
how quickly that swung.
Oh my
And it got
God.
there. And it gives me the
It's on here. It's on him. On here. It shows him in a minute. I'm shocked. Look at. There he is laying there. Does that look like he's alive? I don't flippin' think so. And why isn't anyone rendering him aid? And right before this, they don't show the gurney going into the ambulance empty. This was a car earlier this afternoon that just did a failure to yield. They took this thing called grappling, grabbed the back of the car that they just showed. It's supposed to just hang on to the car instead of a pit maneuver. And it didn't hang on, and the car went flying across a highway. Could have killed innocent people. Hi, MS0426 hit the wall, and now the guy's legs at the bottom, which they didn't show. See how the helicopter pulled away once the bloody man was there. His legs were crossed. He was zip tied. and people are standing to everyone out. There were 5 or 6 SWAT people that took him down. Why would they handcuff him like that? I mean, zip tie him and walk away. You never see that. You see them either get him up and get him into the car or render aid or put him in an ambulance. No, the ambulance came out, the gurney, and went back into the ambulance, not used. Yeah. So that tells me he died. But did they say it on the news? No. Did they say more than likely he might have passed away? No. But I'm going to look into it tomorrow. It is nuts. He should have yelled or stopped, but that's not the point. And that's his car. That's the wall. And it literally broke the wall down. MS-0426. And that's a SWAT car pulled up behind it and to the right of it. They pulled the other police cars out of the way so the ambulance could get in there. But it was a fire truck. See, this
suspect, they deployed a grappler device to stop the car. Here's that moment. Well, then the driver, we'll see it right here. The driver ends up losing control, crosses over lanes and slams through a wall and into a home.
Okay, that's a lie.
There's that moment. The suspect was pulled out of the car just about 15 minutes ago. It's not clear his condition, though. Firefighters are there on the scene. This is a live look at that scene. We've been over this for a couple of hours now. Now, Riverside County Sheriff's Department is the first California law enforcement agency in California, by the way, to use the grappler. So you see the SWAT vehicles, you see that vehicle as it had crashed into that wall, and that suspect has been since removed from the Cadillac CTS on the ground there. As mentioned, condition unknown. Paramedics are not working on that suspect. However, he is down there on the ground. Perhaps he is no longer with us. We're working to get that confirmed. And Lascos is on the scene, and we'll have much more on this a little bit later.
Why are they not working on him?
Another pursuit took a deadly turn this morning. A crash and then shots fired. This one happened on the 5 freeway in East LA. Fox 11 Susan Hirasuna joins us now live, where that off-ramp is still closed tonight. Susan.
Yeah, and it's been about 8 hours or so. We are seeing some activity now that suggests that the off-ramp might be able to be reopened, maybe in the next few minutes or so. Some of the police cars that were involved in that police pursuit, they are now being moved off of the off-ramp. It suggests that perhaps the investigation into what happened
somewhere in a jail. Okay, the driver didn't lose control of the car. The cop did his grapple thing, couldn't stay hooked onto the back, pushed it, turned it to the right, and the car was just still going. Why didn't he stop? I don't know. I don't know why. When I turned on the news, he had crashed into the wall and the hazard lights were on, and so they assumed he was alive and all this stuff. No, this isn't about Ernie. No, this happened in California. That ICML was doing a live on this. Yeah, I don't drive. I don't drive. I don't want to drive. If I drove, for all I know, I wouldn't even be here. I mean, people getting 3 teenagers died over spring break. Young people. just because they're in a car. I mean, oh, good grief. So I'm just amazed they showed that guy like that. I figured they would have blurred that out by now. I mean, how many people have an ambulance and a fire truck come and they don't even like help the guy? Yep. Oh my God. Surprised for showing this much. Look at that. They're not giving him CPR, nothing. See? Oh, maybe he was in pants and they just got rolled up. Look at that. People standing around just looking at him. Gee, I wonder why. Look at that. I mean, it's really quite shocking that they don't even find a sheet to throw over him. Oh, unreal. Unreal. So what's crack-a-lackin'? Look at all you people. Let's see here. Let me go back a little. I don't know anything about Ernie. Yeah, the cop car was riding on his ass. I mean, let's see. One woman was driving, here, let me hit on it. One woman was driving fast down High Street while looking at her phone. She didn't even see me. If I hadn't seen her and slowed down, I would have been hit. Oh my gosh. I mean, you can be an excellent driver. You know, it's the other people out there. You're cooking some food for your dog, Mary Jane Doe. Better rest up, stay hydrated. Actually, slightly hit a huge truck across the street by accident. He didn't get dented, but I have a small dent. Wow. Wow. Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, I was going to have a panel and everything, but now it's been almost 3 hours and I'm getting a little tired. And, here, I'll put.
Suspect, they deployed a grappler device to stop the car. Here's that moment.
A grappler device. It did not work. So my roots were coming in really bad, so I colored my hair. I know it looks black. It's not. It's called Violet Noir. And I'm telling you, when I put the color in, it was the brightest red, to the point where I thought, did somebody take like a red out of a box and bring some tape with them to the store and retape it back up? It was that bright, bright, bright red. But the color booster, because I buy Ferraria, was purple. So anyway, I left it in 45 minutes, and this is what I got. You can't even, You can't even, you can't, it just looks black, but it's not. In the light and everything, it's a dark, dark burgundy called Violet Noir. So it's color theory. I see dark red. No, you don't. This is the thing. I think if I turn the bright light on up here, my sound will go wanky on here. So I just deal with the lamp. Not sure that's the correct last name, where a cop shot her in the chest when she was attempting. Oh, Lord. It's good for the sun on it. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Mm. Wow. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a sore throat. I don't know what's going on. But True Crime Junkies 01. I looked up your channel. You actually have a channel with a few little videos. Yeah. And in one breath you're against him and in the next you're not. And so I can't figure you out. So people I can't figure out, I don't know how, Oh, well, you guys, look back at my live, Team Rose, where I read some of Paulina Priscivo. She's that really pretty European model from the 80s. She talks about aging. She's 60 now, embracing age and this and that and the other thing. But yeah, it was really good. I'll end with The Cat's Out of the Bag book. Okay, I haven't read one of these in a while. Okay, I read the wow. I've got a riddle. I don't think it's a joke, it's a riddle. Get your pen and paper out. As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Each wife had 7 sacks. Each sack had 7 cats. Each cat had 7 kits. Kits, cats, sacks, and wives. How many cats were going to St. Ives? What on earth? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, do you guys know the answer? Nice and easy. No, that stuff's cheap. I spent $14 on my hair colors. I mean, they used to be $11, but now everything's gone up. And I like the color booster, and it also comes with this shimmer fluid that goes in the thing. Okay, so the answer is none. You guessed 7? But listen to this. Answer, none. But there were 2,401 cats and kits in the wives' sacks. Okay, I don't get it. I don't get it. The riddle is contradicting itself. Okay, did I read this one? Felix the Cat sprang to life in 1919. It was the first animated cartoon character to go on to star in a newspaper comic strip. His name was spun off the word felicity. I didn't know that, which means great happiness. By 1922, he was the lucky mascot of the New York Yankees. And when Charles Lindbergh made his famous solo flight across the Atlantic in 1927, a Felix doll accompanied him. Good Lord. The first cats to occupy the White House belonged to Willie Lincoln, Abe's son. After eating, cats immediately clean themselves. Okay, this is true. I'll vouch for that. Instinct has taught them the sooner they rid themselves of the food odor, the better the chance that predators will not catch a whiff of dinner. Interesting. That's why they clean themselves? I thought they just didn't. I mean, that makes sense. My cats go up to the plate when I give them meat, and they act like they're covering it up on the tile. They scratch next to it. It's really funny, especially Mama Kitty. Cat stamps were officially issued by the United States Post Office on February 5th, 1988, with 4 stamps with 2 cats on each stamp. These male cats included Maine Coon / Burmese, American Shorthair / Persian, Siamese / exotic shorthair, and Abyssinian / Himalayan. Singapura are the smallest cats, averaging from 4 to 6 pounds. Rose, why don't you get a Singapura? You need a cat. You could put it in the car with you when you go to the store. You can even get little I've never had one, but they're like these backpacks, and you put the cat in and it can breathe. It would change your life. Well, I know you had a cat back, because of that video, where you were talking about your cat and stuff in California. So maybe, you don't want to go through it, but why Tina make it? Oh. The Maui doctor's verdict is redonkulous. He should have gotten first-degree MUDER. And the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around. We had ice covering everything this morning. I was shocked. I saw that video. That Maui doctor first supposedly, not even allegedly at this point, he tried to push her off the cliff. He was jealous. She was bonding and getting close to a coworker, but whatever. This was his reasoning. And when that didn't work, he tried, or he did inject her with something, or he tried. Now I can't remember. But thirdly, the rock on the head. Now, I cannot believe he got attempted manslaughter. He is so lucky. And I watched him sit there and pout when the verdict was read, and I'll admit, sometimes I feel bad, not for like killers of kids but people that, like, I felt bad for that young girl that killed her mother in the kitchen, Carly someone. I felt bad for her. She really did have a lot of mental issues. That's no excuse to do that. But, you know, she'd been to counselors and this and that. And I can't even remember now, I'm being honest, why she did it. I think it had something to do with perfection and her school, and she was embarrassed by something her mom had said in the school that day in front of her teacher or something. And but that's no reason either. It's just that girl was young and I don't know. So, but this guy, just what an arrogant bastard, you know? I mean, I'm just shocked that those people gave him that. And apparently he talked on the stand. I didn't watch it. I just saw where she was talking and the video they showed, a little bit of that, heard a little bit of the, and then he even admitted to trying to push her off the cliff to his son from another marriage. When he was done, he called him up, told him. How do you get attempted manslaughter for that? I don't get it again. Anyway, and it looks like it's either in July or August, that Clancy woman in Massachusetts that, you know, strangled her, you know what, 3 little kids. Why, I can't remember, when her husband left, right? Remember all that? Where was he going? Was he going to the pharmacy or something? Anyway, and then she jumps through the window, breaks her leg or whatever she does. Her trial was supposed to be in March, I believe, and now it's moved. And I saw pictures of 2 of those little kids, and it's just heartbreaking. The older I get, honestly, you guys, I'm not enjoying like whatsoever. I'm not even intrigued anymore by true crime. Like I'm not. It's got to be an age thing because 2 years ago I was just into all of it and everything. There's too much of it. It's happening. I think it's every 20 minutes, someone, not even necessarily a child, goes missing. And that's just in the UK. That's not like the whole world. I mean, it's, you know, and what's sad is that it's good, I mean, that people care that children are missing, but there's adults too. There's young men and women in their 20s that go missing, and who talks about them? Nobody talks about them. It's just children. And I understand they're innocent and they can't, you know, and it's worse, and it is. But there's equally as many like adults missing. I mean, I typed in missing people of Washington State. Thousands. Kids, teens, young adults, people in their 40s, 50s, 70s, 80s. And that's just this state. It's not even true crime. It's like crime period is downright depressing. And remember, I used to pick out like something out of the people true crime and talk about it and then whatever. I don't even want to do that now. Like, I don't want to do that now. That's kind of why I haven't gone live in a few days. I don't know, you know, what tickles my fancy anymore. I mean, saying hi to you guys and hanging out like this is really, really nice. But as far as like these topics, like, I mean, and that's the thing, right? like Athena Strand, that little girl that got, I thought she really did get hit. I knew more than likely he grabbed her, put her in the truck so he could do you know what to her. I think she was 7 or 9 or something. But no, I have to see on a creator's channel, you know, because I peeked over there, the poor little girl kneeling or whatever she was doing in the back of his truck, alive and well, knowing she's going to die and that he's going to, you know what, and that supposedly she fought like 100 men to get him off her. And it was just so awful. It's that I really believe, this is what I believe. People that are kind of into it and intrigued by it anymore have got to be desensitized by it. They have to be. You know, and then having to hear about the details, you know, her mom was a stripper and blah blah blah. You know, I mean, would you want someone all in your life like that? Like these trials that the true crime community's into, it brings up the old wounds. And then everyone's got their opinions, so they're putting salt in the wounds. And it's horrible. And it happens all the time. So you know, that's why if nobody came up on panel, I had my little book ready. Meditations from Conversations with God, from my mom with a letter, which apparently was sent in 2016, which I totally forgot what year. I read some of that, and then it started talking about aging and stuff in there. So I pulled up some articles on Polina Periscovo and what she's been through in her life. And then I just read out of Cat in the Bag. So, yeah, every day. And then, you know, people were inquiring a little bit about the police chase that I was talking about. And that's depressing. Like it's literally all encompassed sadness, you know, and I don't want my channel to be that, but it just kind of was. It doesn't have to be anymore, but yeah. All right. Oops. I feel stupid too. What? What's going on? Why do you guys feel stupid? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. He had the syringe. It was clearly premeditated. Carly freaked you out. Yeah, that whole thing was just crazy. Radical Rose, it's so bad. Every time I look at an email, not every time, that's not true. About every third day, there's another MURDER/SUICIDE. And frankly, it's 90% of the time the father. You know, it doesn't matter if they're teens finishing high school, walk in the door, if babies or what. Now, there have been mothers, that one mother that did that to her little children. It's just so sick. It's like it's become the norm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So did you follow the whole trial, Radical Rose? Yes, he told his son. You know, and that's the thing too. I mean, he was so brave. He wasn't like, he had to sit up there and say the truth, knowing that that could get his you know, father put away. Yes, shift blame to the wife. Yep. That's funny. The Fitzsimmons, what? The Fitzsimmons case is really upsetting. The sweet mom, a police officer, in jail for no reason. Wow, really? Oh, yeah. The dresser's in here because it used to be out in the hall because it was so darn heavy when we took it out of one room years ago. And we would keep like our winter boots and rain boots and God knows what kind of sloshing around the rain boots. And then when we got our new carpeting put in, it was the hallway they were doing too. And I mean, we had to remove everything and a big pile of the couch and the chair and the whatever. So we got new carpeting. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go. Parker's been pretty patient. No, I'm not a turtle. That's so silly. You guys are funny. Thank you for being here. Thank you, you guys. I love you guys. Will you hit the like so I can get maybe, how many likes do I have? Do I even have 30? Do I even have 20? It looks like it's the front of your door. Yeah, well, it's chipping and everything. Everything's old. But I'm going to go and, yeah, it'll probably just be YouTube Live next time. Unless you want to do a panel, Rose, you can let me know in Messenger. And I check that, I don't know, I check it like twice a week now. I don't even check it every day. But yeah, so you guys take care. Become a member if you'd like to. It's the price is only $1.99 a month now. Yeah, if you don't believe me, hit memberships and check it out. I think I have only 2 members. Like there's got to be someone in chat today that'll become a member for just a measly $3 a month. What is that? Is that 3 cents a day? 3 times 30 is 90 what is that? Is that 10 cents a day? I don't know. It might be too much, but I don't think it is. It's $1.99 now compared to $3.99. So I did go in and change that. And thank you. Bye, you guys. See you hopefully tomorrow. Take it easy. Wait, how do I leave this place? I was all ready to hit there. I'm supposed to end stream. All right. Good night. End.